Welcome to my presentation. I would like to give my research topic on from Guru Dakshina to Guru, a sociological study on the impact of private school teachers in India. So as per the Vedic literature, India had followed Gurukula system to educate the children of Bijaka, such as Brahmins, Kshatriyas, and Vaishyas. After completion of education, the people used to give Guru Dakshina in the form of donations such as cows, land, temples to his teacher as a symbol of honor and gratitude towards him. Usually, all the teachers of ancient Indian period belong to Brahmin caste. However, education has been open to all along with teaching profession due to social reforms in modern India. Nowadays, all the teachers are being hired and paid salaries by the management, whether it is government or private. In simple words, I can say that teaching profession open to Bahujans and Guru Dakshina replaced with salary in India. So what is the context of the problem? As per the Department of School Education, Government of India, in India around 9.68 million teachers are working to teach 264 million students. In case of Telangana, the schools are around 40,900 and 72% of the schools among these, around 72% of the schools are functioning under government management and 28% of the schools are functioning under private management. Though the number is more in government management, but the number of enrollment of the students is less in government schools when compared to the private schools. So this clearly shows the dominance of private schools in Telangana state, and the schools have hired around 0.2 million teachers in private schools. However, because of lockdown in the country, all the schools were closed down, and even after lifting it, all the states have been conducting online classes, and the safety of the children is given topmost priority. What are the objectives of my study? The major objective of the study, my paper, are to find out the impact of COVID-19 on private school teachers in Telangana state, and also to examine how far the welfare measures taken by the government are being reached to the private school teachers. So what are the tools I have used for this? The study is based on both quantitative and qualitative research, and I have used primary and secondary data resources. I have conducted an online survey in the month of July 2021, 10 days ago, and I have used a structured questionnaire and shared in social media. Around 276 private school teachers have recorded their responses, and from secondary data research also I have analyzed some data. So findings. Though all the sectors of the country were affected severely by several lockdowns, everything is open except schools. Except schools, everything is open in the country, though several lockdowns were implemented by the government in several phases. The pandemic hit the teaching profession very hardly when compared to all other professions, because these were closed from last April 2020. From the first time, the schools have been adopted online teaching mechanism to avoid the loss to the children. So even the parents are also not ready to send their children to the schools, as safety and their welfare is very, very important. That means the health is very, very important of the children, of the parents. Though all the private schools have been conducting classes for 9th and 10th classes, that is higher secondary classes, but the parents are not paying full fees to the school managements. That's why the budget schools are not able to pay the salaries to the teachers. So despite of having this vast experience as a teacher, majority of them were forced to do any work for meeting at least to their basic needs. So this situation has happened all over India. So for example, this picture depicts a teacher in Delhi selling fruits. This picture shows a teacher from Karnataka state selling fruits on roadside. This picture shows a private teacher from Andhra Pradesh state has selling bananas. This picture shows a private school teacher in Mancherial district of Telangana state engaged in delivering the gas cylinders, domestic gas cylinders. And this picture shows the Teachers' Day, which has observed on every 5th September. The private teachers in Telangana state, they declared the teachers at 2020 as a black day because they are not getting any salaries. And this picture shows some of the private school teachers have engaged in Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act related activities in their hometown to get some amount. However, some of the private teachers have engaged several activities. They were engaged in different activities to meet their expenses. There are also witnessed, the Telangana state has witnessed some of the suicide deaths of the private teachers because of financial problems. Around 41 teachers have committed suicide the last 15 months because of economic crisis, because of they lost their teacher job in the private schools. So what are the main findings? So hence, that's why the private school teachers are facing a lot of financial problems. The government came forward to help them. Around 2.09 lakh private teachers are there in Telangana. The government came forward to provide them 25 kg of fine rice with free of cost and 2,000 rupees as one of the aid allowance, some allowance, emergency allowance to the private school teachers from April 2021, around 4 months ago. However, in the first phase, all the teachers have not received the aid, but after 2 months of implementation, most of the teachers are getting the aid from the government side. By looking at this one, even the private college lecturers are also demanding to extend the same scheme for them also to save their lives. This is my online survey details. The demographic profile of respondent teachers. Around 54% of the teachers are male and 46% of the teachers are male who have responded in my online survey. And their age is varying between, most of the teachers' age is 30 to 40 years of age. 54% of the teachers means they are very young. And 22% around means 76% of the teachers' age is varying between 20 to 40 years. And most of the teachers are Hindus, followed by Christians and Muslims. And the social background, around 57% of the teachers are belong to backward caste, and 29% of the teachers belong to upper caste, and 12% of the teachers belong to scheduled caste, and only 2% of the teachers belong to scheduled tribes. And land holding, it is very sad to know that around 74% of the private school teachers, they don't have any land for agriculture purpose, which can give some subsidiary income to them. And very few people have, 7% people have less than 1 acre, and 15% of the teachers, they have 1 to 3 acres of land. And housing, around 59% of the private school teachers are residing rented houses, and around 86% of the rented houses families, they are paying around 2,000 to 6,000 per month. For every year they are paying. And the marital status, around 89% of the private school teachers are married, and very few people are unmarried, and 1% of the teachers are divorced. And this is about the monthly income of the spouse of the private school teachers. The first picture clearly shows that around 22% of the teachers are homemakers. Maybe means homemaker means they don't get any, there is no chance to generate any income. But however, 43% of the spouses of the private school teachers are engaged in private employees. Means in the private employment also, various towns and cities, the salaries are very less when compared to the government teachers and government employees. Here, the teachers of the private schools, the salaries of the private school teachers shows up to 5%, up to 5,000 rupees, only 7.2% teachers are receiving. Sorry, 23% of the teachers are receiving up to 5,000, and 30% of the teachers are receiving 6,000 to 10,000 per month, and 17% of the teachers are receiving 11,000 to 15,000, and 9% of the teachers are receiving 16,000 to 20,000, and very few people are receiving more than 20,000 or more than 30,000. So it clearly shows how the private teachers are getting very less salaries when compared to their counterparts in the government sector. Though the government schools are being closed down, but the government is paying the salaries to the government teacher without any problem, without any delay. This is the qualification of teachers. If you observe, around 28% of the teachers have did their graduation as well as teacher education course, and 42% of the teachers they did PG and teacher education course. Means almost 90% of the teachers are well qualified, along with the teacher minimum qualifications that are required for a teacher. And among the next one is around 7% of the teachers are engaged in pre-primary, and 26% of the teachers are engaged in primary level, and 27 most of the teachers are engaged in secondary school, that is 6th class to 10th class. And teaching level and monthly income. So this monthly income of the teachers, so they are getting 2,000 to 2,500 to 5,000, and 6,000 to 10,000, and 11,000 to 15,000. So the teachers are getting, most of the teachers are getting up to 20,000 salary. And 81% of the teachers say that online classes are going on in their school. 51% of the teachers say that they are taking online classes, and 67% of the teachers said that they are not getting any salaries regularly. Among the teachers who are getting salaries regularly, only 9% are getting full salary. And this is the percentage of the salary. If they are not getting full salary, how much salary they are getting? So the picture clearly shows that the teachers who are getting 50% of the salary are around 40%, and the teachers who are getting 30% salary are around 25%. Like this, they are getting different ranges in the salary from 30% to 90%. And how they are adjusting, if they are not getting proper salary and some of the teachers are not at all getting any salary, how they are adjusting? So they are adjusting by, most of the people are adjusted, they are depending on their spouse income, followed by they are getting debts from the friends and relatives. So around 33% of the each people are depending on maybe on their spouse income, or maybe they have taken some debts from their relatives or friends. And some of the people have taken personal loans, some of the people have taken gold loans, like that they are leading their life. And to meet their expenses, around 28% of teachers have engaged in different activities such as home tuitions, agricultural labor, what are the work they are trying to get, as we have seen in the pictures, like that they have engaged. And 85% of teachers are willing to work as a teacher after opening of schools physically. Though they are in the crisis, but they want to work as a teacher after opening of the schools. And 79% of teachers receiving government aid, and remaining 21% are not receiving at all, as per my survey. Among receivers, 55% teachers received from last 2 months, and 42% teachers received from last 3 months, and only 3% of the teachers received from last 1 month. What is the opinion of the teachers on the government aid, and what kind of the suggestion they are giving? Around 90% teachers say that the aid is not enough. Whatever the government is giving, 2,000 rupees plus 25 kg rice, almost 4,000 together. If we add together, that will cost around 4,000. So that is not enough to meet their expenses. And 70% teachers expect more than 50% of salary as the aid. Means what are the salary they are getting? In that, at least 50% should be given by the government. However, around 54% of the teachers agree that the government aid is giving them some way to overcome some financial problems. And they are also requesting the aid, those who are not getting till now, some of the teachers are not getting the aid, they are requesting to sanction the aid. And the private teachers realize that there should be a need for having a teachers union exclusively for the private teachers. And they are also requesting the government as well as management and other civil society treat the private teachers as equal to government teacher. In India, there is a lot of disparities in terms of salary, in terms of prestige, in terms of status between a government teacher and private teacher. That the teachers want to disappear. They want to see all the teachers are equally. And management should conduct online classes and pay at least 50% of salary by collecting 50% of fee from the parents. And simply, they are giving slogans like "Save the private teachers in India." And conclusion. So, if we observe the study, most of the around 74% of the teachers' family size ranges from 4 to 6 members. Teachers who have worked for 30 years in private school, they are also struggling a lot. Financially, they are facing severe problems. And most of the teachers have not been getting salaries from the last 16 months. Most of the teachers are young and landless, and they are completely belong to the marginal sections of the society, around 71% if we add SC, ST, BC and minorities. In order to save the parents from payment of fee, the private schools, in order to save the parents from payment of fee to the private schools, the government not only forgot the future of private school teachers, but also unable to estimate its negative impact on them. Means the government clearly gave some guidelines to the management not to collect fee from the parents forcefully as the COVID-19 has hit so many families. So that has given some weapon to the parents as well as management to not collect properly. That's why they are also the low budget schools are unable to pay the fees to the teachers as they are not forcing the parents. The government should be, however, the government should be given financial aid based on their actual salaries drawn from the school. Instead of giving 2,000 rupees and 25K, they should be given the government aid as per their actual salaries. Otherwise, the government should have been fixed different salaries for the teachers who are teaching at pre-primary level, primary level, and secondary level. 3 different slabs they have to be given as per their salaries. Similarly, the government should extend its aid to all private lecturers who are not receiving salaries from their managements. Hence, the government of Telangana should also take care of helping the private college lecturers also. So with this, I complete my presentation. Thank you, one and all.